Thank you, everyone. I'm Mark Deal. I'm running in Senate District 29. That's South Portland, Cape Elizabeth, and part of Scarborough. I have a little speech that I've used before, touching it up, so I'm going to use it on you guys. They don't die. They have no souls. They do not feel pain, remorse, love, pity, shame, affection, or guilt. They are most decidedly not human. Yet, according to the Supreme Court, they are people. They control the world's money, resources, and governments, including, through the illusion of dueling political parties, our own government. They do not sympathize or empathize, and they only compromise when their power is matched. They are multinational corporations running on the blood of armies of slaves they own all over the world. They now control both major American political parties, and they're gradually gaining power over most of the rest of the globe as well. Note that a system where corporations control the government is not capitalism, and multinational entities are not American. Our government has been overtaken by powers that are neither capitalist nor American. I am Mark Deal. I'm on the ballot as Mark D. Deal for Maine Senate in District 29, which is South Portland, Cape Elizabeth, and Scarborough, on the Green Independent ticket. Multinational corporations do not control me. They will continue to concentrate power. They will continue to lay waste to everything on this planet. Eventually, they will, if left unchecked, enslave every worker in the world. But not today. We can't shut them down, but we can hold the line. We can fight. We can say, not today, not Maine, not on our watch. I used to work for the corporations who have purchased our world. I was a litigator with a multinational law firm. I saw the power that side wields, how they own the courts just like they own the political arena. It's difficult to hold on to one's soul, existing as a soldier for the soulless. I got my student loans paid off and I escaped, soul more or less intact. Maybe it was harder for me to work there because I'd lived in Asia for a few years. I was in Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and Hong Kong, homes of the world's most corporate societies. What I saw there was the result of what we're facing now. High population densities, dwindling resources, choking industrial pollution, and increasingly enslaved labor. Everything is a hierarchy. Companies, families, even groups of social friends are structured and ranked and subject to arbitrary rules. Every year, we on this side of the Pacific get packed in a little tighter and find there's less to go around. If you want to see what we're going to live like in the future, take a look at how Asia lives now. The big law firm reminded me of my years over there. It was a stifling, hierarchical world of enforced sameness, where a dissenting viewpoint was always punished, especially when it was later proven right. People ask me why I want to do this, and I'm not going to lie to them. I don't want to do this. It would be a horrible job. I don't want to go to Augusta and take on both corporate parties and all their money, their propaganda machinery, and their power with just a few of my friends, or alone. But I will, and if given the chance, other candidates you'll meet here today will too. Because the chance to wade into this mess and try to fix it is the greatest honor anyone could bestow upon us. We're here today asking you. I couldn't be a candidate for one of the two major parties, though, building the power base when I know they both function to benefit the corporations at the expense of the people. Most of their candidates don't realize that, even after they're elected and participating in it, because they refuse to see where the party gets its power. The Republican and Democratic parties are franchises, national brand names, and voters have become a function of money. Predictable in the same way that hamburger sales can be estimated before a new location opens. That's why you'll hear Democrats say my candidacy is going to steal votes. Their perspective is that votes have already been bought and paid for through advertising, spin doctoring, message manipulation, and lots of other ways. Corporate party fundraising tricks like leadership PACs mean that even clean election candidates from the corporate parties still beg for corporate cash, not for their own publicly financed campaigns, but for the party itself, which rewards them with higher positions. The party concentrates its power among its members who snuggle closest to the corporations. Do you see why party matters? We can't just elect the nice folks from either party, because every seat they get becomes that much more power for them to sell to the highest bidder. Now, I know what many people think, and they're right. Just a few Greens in Augusta will never be able to get any bills passed. The Democrats and Republicans will block everything we try to do. That's true, and we all know it. Note one thing, though. If they'll intentionally hinder officials elected by the majority, it's clear that the corporate parties don't care what the people want. They exist only to perpetuate their own power, and they don't hide it. So what can we do? Well, if I'm elected, I'm not going to play that game hoping they'll grace me with permission to pass a bill. Instead, I want to use the visibility of that office to show voters what's really going on, making lots of noise about the bills that are brought up that clearly benefit multinational corporations at the expense of Maine's people.
Woo!
I think we can block them for a change, basically by tattling on them to the public. Once we get more Green brothers and sisters into office, we can start working to turn some of it around. For now, though, we can try and stop some of whatever they've got planned next. It is time to return to government of the people, allocating power by citizenship, not by ownership. The American Revolution was not about the size of government, but about who was controlling it, replacing kings with voters. Now the system has been corrupted by those who would make themselves kings once more. We, the Greens, stand against them. Their power is awesome and worldwide, but so is ours.
Yeah.
And we are taking the fight to them. They don't die, but we too will carry on. We will fight through the generations, standing for independence and fairness whenever they are threatened. If humanity has a future, that future must be green. You can learn more about me and my campaign at www.armyofthedoomed.